7 reasons why God doesn't remove your feelings for someone. Often we find ourselves in complex emotional situations. We may feel passionate, sad, or confused about someone, even if the relationship is tumultuous. Why does God allow these feelings to persist? Let's explore this more deeply, seeking to understand the divine purpose behind each emotion. Love is one of life's most intense experiences. It teaches us valuable lessons. In moments of joy, we learn about gratitude and celebration. In times of pain, we confront our weaknesses and insecurities. God uses these feelings as a way to guide us. Every tear and smile becomes part of an emotional curriculum, shaping our character and preparing us for future relationships. We can understand that, even amid suffering, personal growth is at stake. Please like and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications of more exciting videos. This will help the channel grow. God is an architect of purposes. Often, we connect with people who seem to be in our lives for a specific reason. These relationships, even if challenging, can teach us about love, forgiveness, and acceptance. Every interaction can be an opportunity to serve God and others. Sometimes, we are called to be a light in someone's life, and our feelings are part of that divine calling. The beauty lies in understanding that every relationship has a purpose, even if we cannot see it immediately. Feeling for someone, even in difficult circumstances, is also an act of hope. It is the belief that things can improve, that love can overcome barriers, and that reconciliation is possible. God does not remove these feelings because He wants us to cultivate hope in our hearts. Each emotion is a reminder that life is always in motion and that better days may lie ahead. Hope is a divine gift that keeps us standing even in life's storms. Our feelings are reflections of our spiritual journey. When we connect with someone, it can lead us to a deeper reflection on our own faith and beliefs. God uses these emotions to pull us closer to Him, reminding us that we need Him in all areas of our lives. Sometimes, it is through shared pain and joy that we find ourselves closer to Him, seeking comfort and answers. The relationships we cultivate throughout life are more than mere interactions. They are woven into a divine plan. Often, we wonder why we meet certain people at specific moments. Why do we connect with them? The answer may be deeper than we imagine. Each relationship has a greater purpose, a mission that God assigns us through shared emotions and experiences. Let's explore this together. When we talk about relationships, it is vital to understand that love is not just an emotion. It is a mission. We are called to love one another as God loves us. Every connection is an opportunity to reflect that divine love. Our feelings for someone can guide us to fulfill this mission, leading us to act with kindness, compassion, and generosity. Not all relationships are easy. Many come with challenges and conflicts. However, it is precisely in these moments of tension that we find our greatest potential for growth. God allows these challenges to arise so we can learn to forgive, to be patient, and to commit. The relationships we build not only shape us, but also impact those around us. When we live according to the divine purpose in our relationships, we can be a light in the lives of others. Our feelings and actions can inspire and motivate, creating a domino effect of love and hope. Being vulnerable means opening up, exposing weaknesses, fears, and feelings. Society often associates vulnerability with weakness, but this perspective overlooks the fact that it is a courageous act to face and share our innermost truths. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we are actually challenging social norms that value strength and self-sufficiency, showing that being human involves feeling and connecting. Vulnerability allows us to build deeper connections with others. When we share our feelings and experiences, we create a space of empathy and understanding. This exchange strengthens relationships, as honesty fosters trust. Moreover, by exposing ourselves, we inspire others to do the same, creating a network of support and solidarity. In many spiritual traditions, vulnerability is seen as a quality that brings humans closer to the divine. The idea that God values our vulnerability is central to many beliefs. The expression of feelings, whether of pain or joy, is a way to connect with something greater. In various sacred texts, vulnerability is associated with humility and the willingness to seek help, whether from God or the community. To cultivate vulnerability in our lives, it is important to create safe environments where people feel comfortable expressing themselves. This can include practices like active listening, empathy, and validating others' emotions. Additionally, developing self-compassion is essential. By treating ourselves kindly, we facilitate the acceptance of our imperfections. Hope as a light in times of darkness is a deeply inspiring and relevant theme, especially during periods of challenges and uncertainties. Let's explore this idea from different perspectives: psychological, spiritual, social, and practical. Hope is a complex emotion that goes beyond the simple expectation that something good will happen. It is a motivational force that drives us to seek change and believe that, even in the face of difficulties, there is a possibility of transformation. This feeling can be described as a light that shines in the darkest hours, guiding us when everything seems lost. The phrase, "hope is a light in times of darkness," suggests that, even in the most challenging situations, hope can serve as a guide and a beacon, offering direction and comfort. This metaphor is rich in meaning, especially when we consider the role of hope in moments of crisis or uncertainty. Hope can be understood as an emotional and psychological state that allows us to envision possibilities and better futures. It is not merely a passive expectation. It is an active force that propels us to seek change and solutions. In psychology, hope is often associated with optimism and resilience, qualities that are crucial for facing adversity. When we encounter crises, whether personal, social, or spiritual, we may feel lost, as if we are surrounded by darkness. It is in this context that hope becomes essential. It gives us the courage to keep fighting, even when circumstances seem insurmountable. History is filled with examples of individuals and communities who, driven by hope, managed to overcome extreme challenges. The phrase also suggests a theological aspect. Belief in God or a higher power can serve as a foundation for hope. Many religious traditions speak of God's ability to transform difficult situations into opportunities for renewal and growth. The idea that God allows us to feel implies that emotions, even the most painful ones, have a purpose. They connect us to our humanity and enable us to nurture hope. Feeling pain or anguish is part of the human experience, and this experience prepares us to recognize the importance of hope. When we are aware of our emotions, we have the opportunity to reflect on them and find greater meaning in the difficulties we face. The belief that everything can change at any moment is a powerful statement. It reminds us of the dynamic nature of life and the circumstances around us. History is marked by unexpected transformations in social, political, or personal situations that often arise from the deepest darkness. This idea can be a great comfort in times of crisis, as it teaches us that the permanence of pain is not guaranteed. Nurturing hope is not just a mental state, but also a practice. It involves cultivating a mental and emotional space that allows for reflection, meditation, and gratitude. Activities like journaling, practicing mindfulness, or even prayer can be effective ways to nurture hope. They help us recognize what is positive in our lives, even when we face challenges. Understanding the unconditional love of God is a central theme in religious and spiritual traditions. This love is not limited by circumstances, actions, or behaviors. It is a love that embraces humanity in its entirety, with its virtues and flaws. By exploring this concept, we can understand how interpersonal relationships help us perceive and experience this divine love. Unconditional love is a love that does not demand reciprocity. It is a love that welcomes, forgives, and accepts. In scriptures, we are often presented with this idea through parables and teachings that demonstrate how God loves humans, regardless of their flaws. For example, the parable of the prodigal son illustrates the acceptance and forgiveness that God offers, symbolizing that we are never too far away to return to Him. Our personal relationships are a mirror of this divine love. When we love someone unconditionally, like parents loving their children or friends standing by us in difficult times, we begin to grasp the essence of God's love. This experience helps us understand that love is not just a feeling, but a choice and a continuous commitment, reflecting what God has for us. Flaws are an intrinsic part of the human experience. The ability to love unconditionally, even in the face of imperfections, is fundamental to cultivating healthy relationships. By practicing forgiveness, we recognize that we are all susceptible to mistakes and that grace is an extension of that divine love. This dynamic teaches us that just as God forgives us, we must forgive one another, promoting a cycle of love and acceptance. Unconditional love also drives us to grow and become better versions of ourselves. When we feel loved, even in our weaknesses, we are encouraged to work on our imperfections. This sense of emotional security allows us to explore our potential without the fear of judgment. It is the light that illuminates the path of self-discovery and personal growth. The experience of unconditional love should extend beyond individual relationships. It should be a principle that guides the construction of communities. When we collectively adopt this perspective, we promote an environment of acceptance and respect, where each individual feels valued. Thus, the community becomes an extension of divine love, reflecting the solidarity and empathy that God teaches us.